Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Sims 4 Covenant Legacy Challenge. My name is Ronald the Simmer, and this is Season 3, Episode 11. It was morning, and little Princess Orlin and her growing Aunt Minerva were playing in the courtyard. Both princesses talked about life at court, more specifically, Minerva giving her young niece advice as princess. Orlin, however, felt as if she needed no advice. She was heir to Sirius, sat at council meetings with her mother, something that Minerva never was and never did. She would tell Minerva casually, not maliciously, but in a way to prove her point. It seems, sister, that you need more advice than I. Did mother tell you of your betrothal to cousin Vladislaus? You are to be a future queen of Hollow. These words hit Minerva like a piercing sword. Wasting no time, Minerva busted through her sister's chambers, leaving Orlin. She would ask Moira if it was true. She voiced that her sister Orlin told her supposed betrothal to Prince Vlad and how she would marry him. The two would argue moments before being interrupted by Lady Han Celestia. She had come with news. The mother seer, Princess Hestia, had passed. A funeral would be held, where all of Hestia's close family members would attend. Queen Moira's daughter, sister, and Hestia's only living child and husband all attending. They would all say their goodbyes, and the pain Moira once felt for Arwen came rushing to the surface, this time greater as she had lost both of her sisters, born to Cyrus. The queen wasted no time, however, in getting the high church affairs in order. She would take Hestia's only child, Arwen, to Elodie Castle and raise her alongside her own children as a daughter. The queen would also host a council meeting regarding a new system for the church. Being that Arwen was just a babe, the queen decided that there should be more than one holy head and would form a congregation of Lord devout to Gaia. The high church would no longer be inherited from mother to daughter, but elected by the queen and her high council. Hestia's surviving babe, Arwen would not be replaced but raised as a potential mother seer, her title now being seer. There would be 3 head seers, 2 of which the council debated on who would take the mantle of being mother seer. The queen and her council named Princess Hera and her cousin, Royal Lady Helen, as head seers alongside little Arwen. In the end, though, the council voted in a 2-4 that Princess Hera will be made the mother seer amongst the Trinity, the first holy head to ever be voted in. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Right now we are having the birthday of, oh, where did Jaleesa go? She just disappeared. Jaleesa? Where did you go, honey? Jaleesa, where is she? Oh my god, she literally teleported outside. Like, what in the world? She has on a whole different outfit now. Okay, that's highly weird. Let's just get her to teleport back in here. But yes, today is multiple birthdays. We have the birthdays of Lady Jaleesa, we have the birthdays of Princess Minerva, and we also have the birthday of Prince Pluto. So all 3 of them are aging up today. Jaleesa is becoming an elder, Minerva is becoming a teenager, and Pluto is becoming a child. So okay, so Minerva, she was a macabre sim. Let's just get her aspiration out the way. So as we all know, from what my understanding is from the macabre trait, it's like somebody who takes pleasure in dark things and is more accustomed to dark things. I mean, that doesn't make them necessarily evil or anything of that matter. It just makes them more inclined to liking the darker side of things. I mean, I am a person who is into dark things, so dark topics and stuff of that matter. So yeah, that's that. But in my world, this is a dangerous trait, and if she gets another dangerous trait, it could become a problem in the future for us. So let's see. She's a fortune. I don't know. Let's see. Teen. Let's just make her an admired icon because I feel like Minerva is growing up to be an icon. Okay, so this is the moment of truth, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so she loves the outdoors. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, um she's not a bad person. Okay. I was a little worried. Okay, so yes, Minerva has aged up. I wonder how she looks and okay. Oh, she has a lovely face. This reminds me of of her father, Victor. She definitely reminds me of her father, Victor. Okay, so apart from that, let's go ahead and get the queen to help um, Pluto blow out his candles because I did make 3 cakes for these 3 special people here. So come on, Pluto. So we do have a lot to discuss this episode, guys. A lot of things happen in the beginning of the episode, and a lot of new laws are going to be put in place by the end of the episode with Queen Moira. So there we go. Pluto is aging up. Let's see how Pluto turns out. His father is here. Where is he? Here he is. This is Lord Kylus. Royal Lord Kylus is here. So he can come over here and come by his son. Um, Prince Amir is calling a chat. Want to answer? Sure, you can answer. Let's see, Amir. Okay, so he was an independent toddler, um, and now he is a creative prince. He's a as he got older, he became more creative. Okay, let's just give him the creativity, our artistic prodigy. How about that? Okay, so let's see how he's gonna go ahead and look. Oh, he looks adorable. He reminds me a lot of Sayek. Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Sayek, guys. If you can't see that, but anyway, so many gifts. I'm gonna come right back, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give our ladies and our prince a makeover, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. And I decided to just move everybody inside the ballroom. So everybody's kind of dancing for this party, this triple party that we're having for Prince Pluto, Princess Minerva, and of course, our High Lady Jaleesa, the Lady Alchemist. So I do want to go ahead and show you guys some of their makeovers. So this is, of course, Princess Minerva's makeover. She is the most interesting out of all of them because Minerva has kept up that dyeing hair thing. And as we all know, Minerva's natural hair color is black. But for her name day, she has decided to go with, well, I feel like, time has passed. So maybe she's been having this in her head for a while. But I think recently, after knowing about her betrothal to Vladislav and everything that comes down with that, she's trying to uh, even though she's enamored with the vampire culture, guys, she does not want to be married. As we all know, the royal women, they tend to not want to marry anyone because they are in line to become one day queens. So they tend to instead want to have concubines. And so her marrying Vladislav would not be the most appropriate thing for her as a princess of Sirius. But I think she's trying to align herself more with her culture. And so, kind of as a way to appear more Odina, sure. Kind of as a way to appear more Odina like, she has dyed her hair to the silver hair of the witches. To kind of keep up her appearances. But of course, as we all know, her natural roots are black. Her natural hair color is black. So on the top of her roots here, you can see that there is black. But she's been dyeing her hair to appear more witch-like. She already has the purple eyes, so she's kind of fitting right in. This is how she looks. She looks very, very pretty. I think I used to say that Moira looked like her dad. Where is she? I used to say that Moira looked like her dad. And I kind of agree with that. Like when I look at Victor, I do see her father. I do see Moira in him, but I think that Minerva looks like her dad the most. I just do. She does definitely look like him the most. I think she's very, very beautiful though. She's a very beautiful young woman, girl, and yeah. So I just wanted to go ahead. Oh, what are all of these children? Oh, okay. Oh my God, so many newborn babies. Alar, who is this? So this is a boy that was born to Freya Sycamore, and these must be the twin. Oh, these must be twins. Yeah, these are twins that maybe Lady Clementine must have had. Tris Clementine. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on. Oh, Alberto Crescent. What? Okay, guys, look, I'm getting a little struck with a lot of things right now. Um, Oh, Alberto. Okay, so Alberto must be he must be Elaine's child. Okay, that makes sense. So many, oh my God, all these children are actually boys. interesting. So two of our Queen's Guard have had sons. Um, and I think that's about it. So there's been four newborn children within the queendom. One from Mistress Elaine, two from Tris Clementine, and one from Tris Freya. Okay, cool. So apart from that, guys, this is such a long tangent. Apart from that, we have, of course, Princess Minerva. Her birthday is here, but we also had Prince Pluto. He's right now sitting next to his mother. Everyone's a kind of a little sad right now due to the death of Mother Seer. Mother Seer Hestia, but this is of course Prince Pluto Odina. He's such a handsome boy, isn't he? I think he reminds me a lot of Sig, but I feel like he's gonna be a handsome young man when he grows up. I could tell in the face structure. But this is his dad, of course, so Kylus Crescent. He's also here to kind of celebrate his son's birthday with the Queen, of course. And we also have, where is she? Where is our High Lady at? We also have High Lady Jaleesa. Now, for some reason, guys, there was a glitch when she aged up that deleted basically all of her, like some of her basically her outfits. And when I tried to go in the game to kind of fix it, like trying to basically put her outfits back on, it was like there was completely deleted off of the thing. Like it was no longer there when she aged up into an elder. Like so the outfits that I had for my CC content, it was no longer there for her. But it was on every other Sims. Like when I go into cast, all of the outfits are still there in my cast outfits. It's just not in hers for some reason. So I had to kind of redo a lot of her outfits. So I kind of gave her a similar outfit that the high ladies have in their formal wears. But it's not quite the same. I was trying to save this for the next generation, but I had to bring it out. But yes, it's her birthday, guys, as well, and she has officially aged up into an elder. She reminds me so much of her mother Giselle in terms of her appearance. I had given her one outfit that was just like Giselle's. Uh, but I had to take it off because I was like, oh my god, that's too much like Giselle. That's too much like Giselle. I didn't want her to be exactly like her mother. I was gonna give her a very similar outfit that Giselle had in her later years when she became an elder, but I didn't do it because it just reminded me too much of Giselle. But at this party for Giselle, she has both of her children here. Orlin Sunneth, who is in the young girl's home, and she also has her son Lord Amir, Royal Lord Amir and Royal Lady Orlin. They're both here as well as her husband to celebrate their name days. So a lot of our ladies here, they have aged up. Um, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So I do want to talk about the beginning of the episode a little bit, guys. Oh, the queen is hungry. I thought I told you to eat, girl. Oh, she's eating. But there's a few things that happen in the beginning of the episode. Sienna, I know. Mommy's having a bit of a party. Bess Atwood, I don't know who you are, ma'am. um, yeah. So a lot of things is happening in the beginning episode. More specifically, oh my god, I didn't even show you guys this. I did get like a little sub mod, not a sub mod. That's like for CK3, but I did get another mod. Um, in the game. I'm sorry, I have so many. I keep pausing the game, and I do have a time restraint on myself. I'm literally looking at the clock right now as we go on, but I have to keep the time moving, so I gotta stop it. But I did get a little bit of a mod for. I'm gonna get her to stop eating because apparently she's stuck for some reason not wanting to eat. I did get a bit of a mod that gave children wings. She's still technically a fairy. She can't fly, but I just wanted to her. I wanted for Orlin to at least have some wings. And the beginning of the mini movie, I had like a long break, like a pause, and I didn't come back to like today. And in between that time, I got Orlin some like beautiful wings. They're gonna. I feel like right now they're like in their beginning stages, so her wings are not as full and beautiful. But when she gets to basically a teenager, they'll grow into like, the colors that I want it to be. Because I have something in mind of how I want Orlin's colors, her wing color to look. It's going to be similar to her father's, but I do want it to be like a tad bit different. Because I don't want the colors to be too different from one another because it is like a genetic thing, and I like to keep genetic accuracy when I'm dealing with my Sims. So Um, yes, I did give Orlin a bit of wings here, so she's definitely going to be strutting those wings around the queendom and the castle, guys, proving to everyone that she is an angel of the queendom. So who's in here? Probably just one of the kitty cats. Um, but in the beginning of the episode, guys, Orlin and Minerva were outside playing, and essentially in the midst of their playing, Minerva was trying to give basically her sister Orlin advice, because Orlin and Minerva, though this is her niece, she is kind of raised beside Orlin as if this is her sister, and even though she calls Moira her sister, this is in fact her mother figure. And Moira is basically like the mother of Sirius, even though we call even though we call Queen Orlin the mother of Sirius. That's like her nickname, remembered by history. um Moira has definitely taken on that reins of basically being the mother of Sirius, guys. Just I'm saying that just because of like the things that Moira is doing. She took her own sister in as her own daughter, and she's taking another one of her family members, her niece, born to her sister Hestia, as a daughter as well, little Arwen, Royal Lady Arwen. Um, but yes, I just find it all interesting. But these two technically did grow up as siblings. But yeah, Minerva was around when Orlin was born, and she was kind of like the de facto sister to her older sister. Um, but why I'm talking about this, guys, is because of what happened in the beginning of the episode. Orlin was talking, and she was giving her sister advice, and Minerva was giving Orlin advice, her sister, and um, Orlin, not in a very malicious way, guys, because I don't think that Orlin, at least for right now, I don't think that she's out to hurt anybody necessarily. I just think that she's just vindictive, and maybe not even vindictive, because it's like vengeful. She's not vengeful because nothing has happened to her, but she's like, I think she's a little bit self-absorbed essentially, and I think because her mother has kind of put her on this pedestal, she's kind of looked at as a good. I feel like people look at Orlin and see good. They don't think of her as evil, and I think Orlin perceives herself as good, because of everybody around her. So it's kind of like, you know, we know she's evil. She doesn't. Nobody else does. But Orlin kind of she was like, I don't need your advice. I'm the future queen. Like, girl, please get out of my face. What you need to worry about is the betrothal that you're about to be in. And then that struck Minerva to her core, because she was like, betrothal. And Minerva is a little bit more mature than Orlin, of course. I mean, she was right at the edge of becoming a teenager. So I'm gonna say Orlin's probably like 13. I mean, Minerva's probably like 13 right now. Um, Orlin is probably like 7 or 8, maybe even 10. But um, what in the hell is going on here? I see so many hearts getting minus. I might have to turn off autonomous flirting, guys, because I'm not about to have all of this romantic drama in here. I can't. I can't. If they get once, it's a different story. I might have to turn off autonomous flirting, because I don't know what they did in the game, but it's becoming a lot. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it struck Minerva because she was very surprised about what was going on, and she went to Moira immediately, and she started talking to her sister about it, and she yelled at Moira. She was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't really delve into their conversation, but it was definitely about the betrothal. And personally believe that Minerva, though she likes vampiric culture, she had a great time in Hollow. She never imagined herself being sent to Hollow. I'm pretty sure while she was there, though she was being treated like a queen, there were people that were women that were not treated the same as her. Um, and or at least not on a more respectable way. She probably was in that country and she realized that women are not on the same par. She's not as young as Orlin is. She's a little bit more mature, as you guys can see. Um, And so I definitely do think that Minerva, though she had a good time with her cousins and her family on that side, and she got to see her father, and since basically she was young, she spent a lot of her childhood away from her dad, being raised by her sister. She is still very much Assyrian. you know, she does not want to be a life. She doesn't want to be controlled by men. She's in a country where women are in power, where she is the senior in any marriage that she will have. And if she marries Vladislaus, she will be basically a secondary citizen, a secondary person within her marriage, which she was never. That I'm pretty sure Minerva is in her mind. That was never in her cards. Her life was supposed to be one of excellence, not one of obedience, if you will. So I definitely think that's what's going on with our princess right now, and why she's so angry with her sister, because she did not want this, and I'm pretty sure she's told all of these things to her sister when they were arguing. Like I'm not marrying Vladislaus, but it's already set in stone. It's already written in papers. She will marry Vladislaus. And I think that Minerva, this episode, she's going to be trying to find out ways to basically better to better alter her contract or whatever she has going on with her grandfather. And she's going to try to convince her sister to indeed not let her marry Vladislaus, because that's not what Minerva wants. She wants a life of a Syrian princess. She wants the life of a witch, and that is to marry as to take concubines, to live a life of womanly desire, not caged in like a damsel in distress. That's not what Minerva wants. But yes, that is something that is definitely going on within the queendom. And then to top it all off, what's going on? Yeah, leave the princess Sienna alone. I don't know why she keeps trying to go ahead and get in contact with her daughter. Just enjoy the party. I made 3 cakes specifically for this party, so enjoy it. I'm gonna go ahead and get Vlad to go ahead and dance a little bit. But yes, that's essentially what's going on. And then, of course, we had all of the business with the Mother Seer. So as we all know, guys, Mother Seer Hestia has passed away. The Princess Hestia, daughter of Queen Elodie and Master Cyrus. So she has indeed passed away. Let me come over here to Queen Elodie. She passed away a few days after basically giving birth to Arwen, and yeah. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering how everything is going to work. So, where is Princess Hera? Hera. Here she is. So, Hera, guys, is the new Mother Seer of essentially Sirius. Um, what does he want? Vlad is sending a letter to his son. Interesting. He can answer it. Maybe it's about Minerva, or maybe we're gonna discuss it. But Hera, she is the new Mother Seer. It was Celestia, Persephone, Jaleesa, and Thea who all voted for Jaleesa, but Moira and Amelia both voted for Helen. Now, um, Helen is the more. I feel like it would make the most sense for not Hera. Well, no, yeah, Hera to become the Mother Seer due to the fact that I'm happy that they did choose her, but she's betrothed to Fenris. So she's going to basically marry Fenris Bennett one day, which will give her more of a claim to being Mother Seer than anything else, because she will be married to the previous Mother Seer's son and the first Mother Seer's grandson. So it is very much beneficial for our Mother Seer here to for Hera to be the Mother Seer because of essentially her future marriage to Fenris, which is why I think the other ladies basically voted for her. And plus, she is a princess. She is a part of the Odina dynasty, so it would make the most sense to make Hera the Mother Seer. I feel like Amelia and Moira chose Helen because Helen was the more senior one. Hera is young. I mean, she's not that young, but she is. She was 4 days away from basically being an adult, so she's on the cusp of adulthood, but she's quite not there yet. And I think that Queen Moira, even though it probably would be good for another one of her sisters to be a part of basically the clergy, or a part of Gaia's cohort. She was thinking more about basically her sister's mind and having to deal with so much political stress at a young age. And basically, on top of it all, political stress, she has to deal with religious stress as well. She is the religious head of the country. So, um, I feel like that's why she didn't choose her sister. But in the end, it didn't matter because Hera ended up becoming the Mother Seer anyway. And so, with this being said, guys, the Queen has decided that no longer will the Mother Seer title be inherited from mother and daughter. Instead, it will be elected amongst three special families. So Hera is going to be starting her own family in the future. I won't do it yet because, first of all, I want her to get married first, and then when she start having children, she might form her own cadet branch. But apart from that, we do have Helen, who eventually, whenever she marries, she's going to start her own family. And then we have, of course, Arwen Soul. Where is Arwen Soul? So Arwen Soul, guys, she still is basically a seer. She's not the mother seer, but she's a seer. So that means she's still a part of the religious clergy. And all of the things of that nature, but she is not the current mother seer. So she is going to be working alongside when she becomes of age. Of course, and maybe around when she becomes a teenager, she's going to be working with basically Hera and Helen in the future as a future seer. So that is basically Arwen Soul's future identity, and she could potentially one day become the Mother Seer through election if something were to happen to either Helen, or if, for example, something did happen to Helen and not Helen, something did happen to um, Princess Hera, and Helen ended up becoming the Mother Seer, and then Helen ended up passing away. It'll probably go to Arwen through it'll automatically go to Arwen, or she might get elected, and depending on if there's multiple seers around. So my new idea, guys, is that essentially the queen wants somebody of religious sanctity at her table. So she wants, Moira is a religious person, guys. So she wants somebody at her table that is basically going to be holding religious affairs together. It's not going to be the Mother Seer because the Mother Seer has her own duty to tend to at her own church, and so essentially the queen is going to be looking. She's looking at her seers now. So even though Hera currently is the Mother Seer, she is not going to basically be um at the high church, at least until she's an adult. The queen wants to make sure she educates her sister in everything that it is to be a Mother Seer. She was never really. Oh, Vladislav has spread some juicy gossip about Prince Lucifer. Interesting. Um, Tell me, guys, what you think about that. What could he have said about his future heir? But yeah, Hera was not ever raised to be a Mother Seer. She was going to marry Fenris Bennett as a way to kind of like placate, not placate, but to kind of lure her legitimacy as a potential threat to Moira. Not intentionally to like possibly maybe one day her line getting in with the Mother Seers, but ended up happening that way coincidentally. And I think the queen just wants to make sure her sister is prepared as the Mother Seer before she sends her off to govern in her religious duties. Now, when she does become a young adult, she will be sent off and she will basically do her duties as the Mother Seer. But for right now, she's going to have a place at her council. Um, and when she does eventually leave, Helen will take her place on the council as basically one of the seers. And eventually, when all three seers are basically around the same age, basically adults, the queen will get to decide which one of the seers will basically be a part of her council. So essentially, we could have a Mother Seer on the council, but for right now, the queen is kind of tight with her seers, and so she is um, being very selective of what she does with them. So yes, that's kind of like my idea of what I have going on right now and what my thoughts are within the queendom with the new Mother Seer title. Hera is the lucky one, and I'm excited that she's now the new mother series. It's very interesting to see where this will go for her. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to those certain topics, guys. I did do a few things off camera. Um, like for example, I did get Lady Thea pregnant with her husband Hephaestus, so she finally did conceive, and I just wanted to test to see what would happen if it was like maybe it's like harder for teenagers and for teenagers to get someone else pregnant or become pregnant. So I tested it out, and she ended up getting pregnant. Um, and it was around the same. I did it on. I made sure I did it around the same time or after the time that 24-hour mark. So I did it. I think I did it after the 24-hour mark, so a little bit after that. And then she ended up pregnant. She's gonna have a child, and her and Hephaestus are expecting their first kid together. So I just wanted to go ahead and point that out, guys, because you probably are wondering why Thea is walking around with a belly. Is because she's pregnant. Um, Likes funny Sims. Yes, Amir can like funny Sims. But yes, guys, it was a mouthful for me to say all of that, but it is what it is. I just wanted to go ahead and get all of that stuff out for you all. Um, but I think, guys, that I will come right back. Um, I have a few things that I want to do. Like, I want to host another council meeting because the queen wants to discuss a few things with her sister Minerva. And yeah, so I'm going to be right back, guys. I think the party is about over anyway because I have been here with them for a while, just talking my head off. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get some things set up. And I think I'm going to have Minerva and Queen Moira talk for a little bit. And I think by the morning time is when we're going to have the council meeting. Okay, guys, so we're back, and we have Queen Minerva, Queen Minerva, Queen Moira, and her sister Minerva right now talking to one another. They are the what's going on here, Samira. Oh my God, what are you about to do? Family friendly. I don't know what that is. Anyway, but the queen right now, guys, she is talking to her sister Minerva, and she's talking to her about basically um you know, the new news about her and her cousin Vladislaus. And I feel as if, guys, Minerva, she's, of course, as we all talked about, she's very upset with her sister Moira right now about basically arranging a marriage without her notice, essentially. And then to a kingdom that is not even matriarchal. Maybe if it was like a kingdom that was more equal or more matriarchal, she probably would have accepted it. But it's not the case, and she's about to be married back into a very patriarchal family. Um, so she doesn't have the same privileges as Moira has, sadly. But Moira is here to talk to her sister because she wants to come to a compromise. And um all of these doors that lead into the queen's rooms. But she wants to come to a compromise with her sister, and she recognizes that what she did was wrong. Moira is a very caring sister, a very caring mother, and she wants to, basically make things right. It was her council who pushed Moira into the decision of basically arranging this marriage. Really, it was King Vlad who did it, but her council basically agreed with Vlad, like maybe we should do this, and so it happened. And now Minerva's betrothed to Vladislaus, but Moira would probably tell her sister that maybe everything would be better if essentially we came to an agreement and a contract with Vlad about giving you equal rights with your future husband. And whenever he becomes king in the centuries to come, it could be thousands of years before essentially Vlad becomes king. But whenever he does essentially get to that throne, um, you will be his queen in equal law. You will be a queen regnant with a king regnant by your side. You won't be a consort, but I will talk to um I will talk to our father and our council about drafting a law, a decision to honor you, Minerva. You are a woman that comes from a matriarchal queendom, so you deserve equal rights alongside your husband, and you will not be treated the same way um, the human women do or the vampiric women do in Hollow. You will have rights, more rights than many women do outside of this queendom, and I will ensure of that. Um, and I'm pretty sure she's going to talk about a lot of other things with Minerva, but she's basically going to tell her daughter here that, because I kind of do see Minerva as Moira's daughter, even though this is Elodie's daughter. This is also Moira's daughter because she helped raise Minerva. She's going to tell her that it's going to be okay. Um, I will figure out a way to make you more comfortable in Hollow, but you must do this for the sake of Sirius to keep peace with us. You were supposed to take a care, but you will carry the burden of basically being. Wait, guys. I just realized something. Minerva is not a witch. What? Occult hybrid menu. No, not that. Um, add. No. Occult. Wow, she's not. That's crazy. So it looks like, guys, Minerva is not. She doesn't even have the powers of her sister. Maybe she doesn't realize that yet. Maybe they don't realize that Minerva is actually more vampiric than she is witch, which is very, very interesting because vampires do have powers, guys, but it's not in the same sense as witches do. So maybe when Queen Moira, they start practicing their witchcraft, she might start noticing that Minerva's powers come from a more darker place than they do more balanced. Interesting. But she's essentially going to tell Minerva, guys, that it's going to be okay. They're going to find a way to make sure that you have a comfortable life in Sirius. But you have to do this for the sake of Sirius. You have to basically be. You have duties to Sirius, and your duties is to, you know, propagate the royal bloodline, to essentially make alliances wherever we need them. And I hate this for you. I hate that you have to go through this, but that is what is happening. You are to be a princess. You are a princess of Sirius, and you have to basically marry for the sake of keeping royal alliances alive. And it's so sad that Moira has to do this, considering the fact that this is her grandfather, that he's basically using Moira to get closer to other members of her family, trying to get closer to Minerva because he senses the potential in Minerva. But little did I know that Minerva was not going to be. She wasn't going to have these um witch powers. I'm trying to think that maybe this may have been a glitch that happened, or maybe not. I don't think so, guys. I think that basically Minerva's birth was a result of her. She just wasn't as strong when it came to her witch abilities, and maybe her vampiric side totally took over. I just didn't expect it to happen with Minerva. I really didn't expect it to happen at all, but she's a half witch, but she doesn't have any witch powers. All of her powers as a witch are not there. She's more vampiric than anything else. And maybe Victor might sense that. Hmm. This is very interesting compared to her witch sister, her elder sister. Interesting indeed. I just wanted to pop back in and show you guys this. They came down here on their own, but they came to essentially pray to the goddess, which I thought was so cute. Um, maybe Hera as I always forget that these two are sisters because they're so different from one another appearance wise. But Hera, maybe she came down here to pray to the goddess, and because she's just getting into the new role as Mother Seer, so she's probably trying to ask for guidance And then maybe Minerva's also down here asking for guidance from Gaia because basically she's going through so much right now with her betrothal to her apparent cousin Vladislaus, and the thought of her being sent off to Hollow is basically plaguing her mind. But she is a little bit worried about basically her future. She has such a cute mug, guys. Like, oh my god, this is a mug if I have never seen one. But yes, I said that she looks a lot like her dad, but I do see Elodie in her. I do see her. I see Orlin too, her grandmother. I definitely do see her within Minerva. But yes, I definitely do think that Minerva is praying to the goddess, asking for guidance, basically because her life is going down the plumber in her version. But maybe this out new hope that her sister's giving her, that maybe she might basically be an equal spouse to Vladislaus. Maybe it might calm her nerves down just a bit. So she's down here praying to Gaia, asking for a little bit of guidance. It was the next day, and the queen was sitting at the table with her council. Both Princess Minerva and Orlin sat in the back, awaiting to hear the news the queen would declare. She would discuss the recent betrothal of Minerva and Vladislaus the Younger. The queen would tell her ladies that she wanted papers drawn up for the king of Hollow declaring that Minerva and Vlad must have a courting period the same as her late mother and father. When the two marry, one spouse won't be more powerful than the other, they will be equal in name and law. When the time comes for Prince Vladislaus to take the throne, Minerva and Vlad will be seen as joint rulers, not singular. This news seemed to please Minerva, and the ladies seemed happy to this new negotiation. They only hoped the patriarchal king would agree. The queen wasn't done, however. She would start the topic of succession. She voiced how Minerva would eventually leave and produce heirs for the new kingdom. But those heirs could not inherit the throne of Sirius. She would declare that from here on out, vampires would no longer be in line of succession. It's too risky, she voiced. She told her council how she would set aside Caleb as a concubine and send him back to Hollow with respect. Since Minerva was set to marry Vladislaus, she hoped her grandfather would be accommodating, reiterating when her heirs and sons come of age, they would take the serum Jaleesa once gave her. Moira believed only a witch could inherit the throne. This hurt Minerva to hear, but it was nothing she wasn't used to. It was the way of Sirius Court, the witch court.